This is the future.
We have 52 Warframes in the game right now, and possibly, right after Duviri Paradox, we will get another set of new Warframes. Not just new Warframes, but a bunch of super synergetic Warframes that made all the old Warframes look bad. But we are not here to discuss that topic again. We are here because I want to share with you a very special Warframe that only has one overpowered ability to pique the curious minds of all players in the game. Before we even get into the nitty-gritty details, comment down below on who is the Warframe I'm talking about here. But squad leader, there's no such Warframe like that, as Warframes are built with 4 abilities, and I bet the Warframe you are referring to has one powerful ability but uses the other abilities to make that ability powerful. Well, sorry to disappoint, but just like what I have said, this Warframe only needs one ability to be powerful. With this ability, he can do decent damage and also survive with the help of invulnerability. Did you guess the Warframe? Want a tip? He is called One Punch Man in Warframe. If you guess Atlas, then you are right. Okay, I know some of you are raising your eyebrows right now as you might not be playing Atlas the way I play him, but let me tell you first my reasoning on why I dubbed this Warframe as one ability only Warframe. So like any other Warframe, Atlas has 4 abilities and 1 passive. Let's start with the ultimate for this video. His 4th ability is called Rumblers, and what it does is summon 2 golems that will aggro and damage enemies. Now, there's a fun meme build for this while using the Rumbled Augment mod. In case you don't know, Rumbled is a Warframe augment mod for Atlas's Rumblers Imp and Conclave that transforms Atlas into a Rumbler and grants additional armor that absorbs damage that scales off Atlas modded health. In the past, this was used to somehow create a new synergy with Atlas that takes advantage of Archititron's Slam Capacitor bonus, Stealth and Xata's Whisper. The idea is to transform into a Rumbler, stack Archititron, switch to Operator, use Xata's Whisper, and then throw rocks while being invisible with your Hera's Q-Brow's Stalk ability. The damage is decent, but the Archititron stacking for this specific synergy got nerfed to the ground that it's now close to being worthless. Long story short, the combo was based on bugs that should not work with Atlas Rumbled Augment. Next, we got Tectonics, which forms a bulwark that can be used to mitigate damage and act like a shield. The bulwark is invulnerable for 4 seconds just like Frost's snow globe, and it can be turned into a giant rock ball so you can play Grineer bowling just like Grendel, but with Atlas, you are the one throwing the ball instead of becoming the bowling pin. Then, we got his passive that makes Atlas immune against knockdown. And this passive effect is called Rubble, which is a pickup item unique to Atlas that drops from petrified enemies and rumblers on death. Rubble restores health to Atlas if he is injured. If Atlas is at full health, Rubble instead grants additional armor that decays over time. It has an augment called Rubble Heap that makes Landslide cost no energy, increases its damage, and increases its speed when its Rubble count is above a threshold of 1400. Also, he got Petrify, which works as the description says. It works well with Atlas as the damage of Landslide increases when you punch petrified enemies, and it does drop Rubble to maintain the survivability and energy consumption of Atlas' first ability while equipping the Rubble Heap to augment. While it's good with the Warframe, I prefer giving it to Nidus and making the Infested Warframe a powerful farming Warframe, with Orgaze, and Nidus having the maximum loot capability at 400% power strength. I can make Petrify a great farming ability in another Warframe's body. And lastly, we got Landslide, which is the one ability that makes Atlas who he is. Atlas charges forward to punch a target enemy. The target and enemies within 2 meters are dealt impact damage as a melee strike with a 200% critical damage multiplier, 5% critical chance, and 5% status chance. Damage is affected by ability strength, the melee combo counter, and most mods and arcanes. As an example, with a maxed pressure point, shocking touch, collision force, and intensify. Landslide gains 25% additional damage for each combo multiplier, up to a 3.75 times damage multiplier at 12x combo, or 4.0x with Venka Prime equipped at 13 times combo. Each enemy struck by Landslide adds to the melee combo counter and mods, including Riven mods and melee augment mods affecting the overall damage of the ability. Critical chance is affected by Cat's Eye and Charm bonuses. The same can be said with Arcane Avendia, and this works well with Atlas. Knowing how tanky the Warframe is, Landslide can be recast within a 1-second window to perform a repeating combo chain. Each successive hit in the chain deals increasing damage with a larger impact radius and reduced energy cost up to a cap. 200% damage, 200% impact radius, and 50% cost reduction for the second hit, 400% damage, 300% impact radius, and 75% cost reduction for the third and all subsequent hits in the chain. Now for some Helminth synergy. Rhino's Roar applies to landslide and applies twice for status proc damage such as gas procs, despite being unaffected by faction mods. Mirage Eclipse greatly amplifies landslide damage, but is limited depending if enemies stand in light, and Grendel's Nourish adds viral and as well as energy regen if you manage to put Rage or Hunter Adrenaline in your build. But my favorite setup for Atlas is a group nuke setup with Ensnare. First is to build up combo, then group target with Ensnare, proc viral with a primer gun, then smash that one punch power. After getting the combo to 12 times, all you need is to group, prime and nuke enemies using Ensnare, a primer gun, and your landslide ability. What's more fun is that this can be used in Steel Path levels and Acolytes have no match with Atlas punching power. With Unruh also, the damage becomes insane as you can strip defenses. But what about the combo count? Aside from the combo duration, you can use the Dexterity Arcane from your primary and secondary to gain 15 seconds of combo duration. Now, for the stat stick, I'm using the old but gold jaw sword since it got a weapon to augment that increases damage, and it also got a high Riven disposition, which means I can roll more damage or even critical hits from it. The good news about Atlas is that he can be good just by punching enemies, as he also got an augment to abuse the energy consumption of landslide, as well as an augment for his first ability that petrify targets without even casting the ability. Not to mention that every time Atlas launches forward, you can invulnerability frames that you can abuse to survive. All Atlas does in a mission is punch enemies to death, but somehow, players don't even complain about how one-sided this Warframe is. This Warframe is a case wherein only one ability is used by players, but they don't complain because it's fun to see enemies die with just one punch. Now, let me ask you this. Do you want a rework for Atlas, or he is good enough as the one-punch man? Also, if you are wondering what is the skin in the thumbnail, that is the Atlas Deluxe skin concept by Asterisk. If you want to see this skin in-game, then please support the artist by sharing his work. I have included the link to his work in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.